Woo. I have an idea from a topic already. Been talking about something that that's real to me. It doesn't have to be real to anyone else. It's real to me. And it's called compatibility. It's like yes.
Oh, I find the deer that pissed on me, I'm gonna eat its warm liver.
It's a beautiful dress that I'm wearing. It's gonna... Okay, I'm gonna go... Is there a thing right here where I can go? Maybe I have to go up here the entire time. Okay, cool. So compatibility. It has a lot to do with the people that we actually go with. Like, it has a lot to do with the things that we're actually doing. And it has a lot to do with the people that we, I'd say we stay with. You know?
Shit, bro. I think you might be worse off than me.
You know, like, just, like, the people that we, like, that we want to be around us. And, or we want to have around us, you know?
Stay where you are, please.
I'd say I want for people to know that that I'm compatible, I'd say, with a certain type of woman. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Just walk away. So glad that I did not die. Alright. Since last time I wasn't able to jump off the cliff like I wanted to, this time I'm gonna run away from this puma. Oh shit! Run away! Jump off! Yeah. Making it good. Doing it good. Awesome. Yes. Making it good. Okay, compatibility. People have to understand that, like, some people, I don't know. There's so many different kinds of what you like in the world, or there's so many different kinds of people that you could actually wind up with in the world. Like, I don't know why people try to, like, bring it down to, like, a math or a science. And compatibility has a lot more to do with how you feel at a certain interval, how you are feeling. Sometimes that people drink to become more compatible with somebody else. And no matter what, people can say what they want to say about how I'm compatible or not compatible with someone. What I think most of the time I've been wondering about sometimes is how I'm compatible. Oh, there's a train. Yes! Got on the train. I'm amazing. Woohoo! Yes. Going into town. But yeah, okay, this is a good chance for me to start talking. Being compatible with someone means that your likes and their likes are completely and utterly, and yes, I'm a little bit tired, but your likes and their likes are completely simpatico. Like you're all, and there's so many people in the world that could actually be that person for you. And I know I look dashing. I generally want to feel comfortable around the person that I want to have my likes like that, but also I don't want to be I don't want to be afraid of what they are, what they're gonna do next. Sometimes I notice that sometimes I notice that yeah. Sometimes I notice that within a certain like interaction, I'll see whether I like the person, or I'll see whether I want that person to be around me or something like that. But if they try to strike up a conversation, I'll be taken aback by it. Like I will be. It's like a thing. It's like I won't make the first move. It's like I want her to do that sometimes. I really do. I want her to feel confident in herself, confident in her choice with me, to be able to say, "Hey, get over here. I want you. I like you. I think you're cool. Give me your phone number," or some sort of thing like that. I don't want to have to make every move, because I don't want to be the only one that tells the stories whenever they talk about our relationship like 20 years down the line, down the road. I don't want to be the only person that had the experience, you know? It's like yeah. Tail whip. I don't want to be the only person that's getting out of their comfort zone, you know? A lot of people think that, like, oh, it's traditional for a man to make the first move, but it's like, I don't want to be traditional. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. I don't want to have to make the first move, or think that I have to make the first move. And in some parts of my relationships that I've had, I didn't make the first move. That's what happened. But also I realized that wasn't a recurring thing for them. It was more like they were stepping outside of their comfort zone for a moment, and that's where that mode of thinking ended. And I kind of get sometimes where people are coming from, but not for long. And it takes a lot of confidence for me to actually say stuff like this, because it's been a really, really tough time for me to actually be able to have a relationship and keep it, because I don't think though that
You hit me!
I don't think though that I don't think that when a relationship ends, you get to keep all my clothes, and then we're peachy keen. Or burn all my clothes, or something like that. I'm just you know, that's the whole thing. That I'm kinda... I get pissed off about stuff sometimes. Got one garbage bag full of clothes when I left my last relationship. That's what I got out of it. Because she was the one paying the bills, and she wanted to do that to someone. But that's the point. She wanted to do that to someone, and I was the one that wound up being the one that was, being abused now. And that's the reason why, is because I refuse to get back into a relationship with that literally on the forefront of my frontal lobe. I refuse to. It's really, really hard to be in a to try to be near someone, or even try to say that I'm getting physical attention, I guess. I don't want physical attention because I'll associate it with that. And it's like, the only way for me to do that is to reconcile, I guess. The only way for me to pull out and say, you know what, you hurt me, and not because I hurt you. The point is, that there was a lot of is there something burning? There was a lot of stuff that I'm back in town, so people are gonna start killing me, or trying to kill me.
That was entirely your fault! You look like you struggle with simple tasks. Motherfucker, my God! Oh!
People can say that they're happy. And I think that's really the reason why I've been thinking about stuff so much. Is you can say that you're happy, but
For fuck's sakes!
you can say that you're happy, but when you push someone away and then you immediately ask for them, like when you push someone away immediately, like say that, oh, we can be friends, but then at the same time,
Citizens report 480.
but then at the same time,
Loud 4 Freeway.
say that we can be friends, but then at the same time do that to someone, it's like, oh, that's my revenge on him for that. It doesn't hurt, it just...
Officer
I had to start over my life.
505 on Southport Freeway.
I had to start over everything.
Suspect last seen
And because of the fact that I was once bitten, twice shy, and completely and utterly just not even a shell of my former self. So like I said before, make sure that you're with someone that you're compatible with, or else you could run into that dark zone, that really dark, messed up place that some people never come out of. And that's a really different kind of music for the amount of negativity I had there for a second.
Dispatch, I have a 20 on him.
I think what people really try to do with relationships is they try to say to themselves that as they try to say to themselves, they're never going to they're never gonna be that way again. It's like that song, "You're never gonna dance again the way I danced with you," sort of thing. It's like I'm never gonna be that person that I was when I was with you, because when I was with you, that was a different experience. And what you can take away from that stuff, what you really can take away from that stuff, is that
We have a visual. Moving to engage.
what you can really take away from that stuff is that you have to realize that if you're messed up too, sometimes that person's just gonna be as messed up as you. Like the way that you treat a relationship, or the way that you treat a person, I guess. The most relationships I guess I've ever been in, whether they be like fixed or on some sort of like railing, I guess. Like,
Perfect sight. Moving in.
I found out a lot that that kind of stuff doesn't really matter. No matter what direction that people push you in, you're gonna go in what direction you want to go in. And that's my dress. But being compatible with someone and finding that person is not hard. It's actually the most minimalistic thing people should actually be looking for. It's not hard to find someone that likes the stuff that you like. I know that from personal experience, and I'm personally really taking out my sense on it, because or putting in my sense, or whatever euphemism means, that I'm gonna try to be going out more often, or try to do more things more often. And I wish that people could understand their own qualities, but understand, like, just owning up to something, like making sure owning up to a quality, or to like saying that, oh, I'm a terrible person somehow, isn't going to make you a better person. That acknowledging that action isn't going to make you a better person. It doesn't make you a better person by saying you have a problem. That's only the first step. It's like, or saying that you're oh, I'm done with this. Like oh, I'm completely done. I'm completely done fucking up my life, even though I went it too many times before and fucked up my life before. It's like, yes, I'm trying to make patterns in the cement right now with the rubber. Long one. There we go. There we go. No, it didn't work anymore. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna get out and... I just can't believe sometimes people actually think that acknowledging a problem is literally fixing a problem. And the most I can think of sometimes in any certain situation, I guess, the most I can think of is the most I can think of is the most I can think of in any certain situation or any given situations sometimes limits me on what I can actually do. But I know that sometimes that's not what a situation calls for. Like being the right choice, right on time guy or something like that. It's not what always dictates being the right guy. It's not what always dictates being the guy who gets the girl, or being the guy who gets the girl that he wants for the rest of his life, or being the guy who just gets a girl and has a good time. I think what really stopped me from having a good time most of the time was the fact that I saw so many people having a terrible time. And I saw so many people that weren't just... Yeah. Okay. I saw so many people that weren't just doing things. They weren't just making stuff. They weren't just going on with their lives. They were literally hung up on a situation that couldn't have been messed with. They were hung up on a situation that they were stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And the most I can barely think of sometimes is you have to not only become compatible sometimes, but you have to change your reaction to what is real life. You have to change your reaction to what you see as real life, or what you see as your true nature. Because just because something is probable, just because something is possible, doesn't mean that it's probable.
This ain't right. Oh, no.
Immigrant cocksucker.
Damn.
I think the most times I became compatible with a different kind of woman, or I wanted to be able to see things through their lenses, or I wanted to be able to see myself through a different light, to be able to see someone else in a better light.
Well, I'll be fucked.
I'd say that the most I've ever been proud of is literally one relationship that lasted longer than anyone else. It's like the only thing that I can think of sometimes, but it's not because it's not an obsession or anything like that. It's only I want to recreate that. Not being so stuck up inside of myself, you know? But I can't sometimes because I have nothing to literally go off of. Like, the person gives me nothing. The person thinks that they want to see me in action because they want to see how much of an adult I am or something. It's like, I'm an adult. I can say things. I can say things that make sense. I can say things that affect people's emotions. But, but for the most part, I don't think that I can say things and still matter to someone after I've told them how I've felt. Sometimes. Like, I couldn't tell my childhood friend, I mean, obviously, they're not my friend anymore, or not really not my friend anymore, but they're in another situation, and I wouldn't want to push on that situation, because I don't have to. They don't need to be in my life constantly, and I died, yes. They don't need to be in my life constantly, simply for the fact that the longest actual relationship that I've actually been in is what I'm speaking of, and being friends with someone isn't exactly that much of a relationship to me. Like, that's the reason why I find it to where I want to spend the most time with someone. When I want to spend the most time with someone, it means I want to see them more than other people. You know? It's not like you're just one of my friends, or we just hang out on the regular or something like that. It's like I want you to hang out with you 24/7. And I've only experienced that a couple of times. And one was a friend, one was an actual, I don't know what to call it. It was kind of a fling, I guess, that lasted a long time. And the third was a marriage that fell completely apart. It doesn't thwart my gall or my tenacity to be able to find a relationship that I can actually call my own, and be able to realize that okay, I gotta get my sniper out. Wait. Got him. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm moving on from those things constantly. I'm trying to tell myself that, or not trying, but definitely succeeding in telling myself that those situations don't matter anymore to me. That those people themselves mattered, but the idea of that person was more of what actually I wanted. The idea of that person being comfortable with me burping and farting every once in a while, but realizing that that had never happened before, or that person would have like realized that like sometimes I want to be lazy and play video games, and that's or going through my first I'd say divorce. I don't know, or not even saying that I'm going through it, because technically all I did was pay $100 and have her. What is it? I think or maybe it wasn't even a marriage, because I don't even know if I have any maybe it wasn't even a legal marriage. I really do try to move on from stuff, and it maybe not doesn't look like I do that, or looks like I mean, like, or maybe like my friggin' my mom or my sister or my mom thinks that I'm stuck on that one girl that was burping and farting all the time, but she turned out to be Sarah's friend and not mine. And I'm just like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just thought that she was cute when I was 10. It's like, not many people really know exactly what I think sometimes, and I guess that, and trust me, I've learned to live on between having a crush on a girl when I was 10 to really actually adult saying I want a relationship with someone. It's not because of them, it's because of their influence sometimes that I found that there are women that actually do act like not manly, but I mean, I wouldn't call it manly because I don't really try to put it into a category like feminine, masculine. It's really like, it's only because of, it's an observation. It's literally, it's a serious observation. But being compatible itself is the most important observation that I've ever even decided to ever think about. And I don't think that being compatible, though, would I don't think that being compatible, though, is just gonna make everything okay. I think that at the end of the day, people need to feel comfortable with it, with themselves, and I think that's also the reasons why my mom and dad used to make each other laugh a lot. My mom and dad used to make each other laugh, and sometimes they made each other cry. And what I can say, though, is it came down to a matter of literally logistics. We couldn't get to the place that we needed to get to. He couldn't provide that, because every single time he always had a change of heart whenever we were doing something like, I'd say like, oh damn it, okay, go right there, and like this, and then turn, yes, there we go. Alright, and he's hung up on a lot of stuff sometimes, and they're both just, I don't know, you know? I don't know the way they feel. I don't know the way they felt the first time they felt that the need or the want to break up or not be around each other anymore, or anything like that, or felt the the disdain of some people who woohoo of people who you respect, I guess, you know. I really did study my parents. If I wasn't studying something else, I was studying them. Because I studied everything that I possibly could. I didn't snoop, you know, but I studied their body movement and studied their body language and studied their facial expressions sometimes when they were having a great time or a good time or any kind of time. I really wish that people could remember. They could remember what what they really feel like inside sometimes. Or they could wear that like around their vest or their shirt or anything like that, instead of just hiding everything from themselves. And I really think that it would do people really a lot of justice if they just realized that man, if they just realized that it's not a court case until it's a court case. It's like there's that law, you know, that you can't physically incriminate yourself or verbally incriminate yourself before the start of a trial or the end of a trial. That anything can and will be used against you in a court of law, but you don't have to admit to it because it's just stuff you're saying. You can't be held accountable of things outside and inside the court of law, of you saying something about what you're being accused of. You're being accused of something. Remember that. But everyone's like tiptoeing and putting on their things on eggshells and saying, oh, I don't want to be associated with that kind of stuff. It's just like, man, dude. Where did everyone's brands come from, you know? Where did everyone get so hostile from? It's like,
Wow! What the?
it's like it just reminds me that how much time people literally have on their hands to be paranoid about what could or would or even what they don't think should happen.
Entirely your fault.
Gets on my nerves. It really does. If you're so worried about what's gonna be, if you're so worried about what's gonna happen, you'll never be able to appreciate the stuff and the people that are around you in the now. And if you really ever do consider those people to ever be a part of your inner circle of friends or anything like that, then enjoy them. But don't just do the same things over and over with them. Because then all that shows to other people is that, and all that shows to yourself is that you're just reinforcing a belief you had when you first met them. And you don't have to reinforce anything if you actually do respect them as a person. And if you don't respect them as a person, then don't hang out with them. Yes. If you don't respect them, if you don't respect who they are, if you can't literally tell them 100% truth, and then look straight into their eyes and expect to hear a complete and utter truth back, then why be talking to them at all? Not to say that if you can't build on that, or you can't build that relationship, but if that relationship is never built, even in a friendship, then it's never meant to be. It's like, until another person comes along and says, "Hey, I'll be your punching bag. Hey, I'll be the person that you were to another person because that person hurt you so badly." Or hey, because of my actual feelings, you can take out some aggression on me in some ways, shapes or forms. Oh, because I told you something or opened up my heart up to you and you did nothing. And then after, it's not a job interview, okay? Being with someone is not a job interview. It's not something that you should be like, wow, he's really investing his time with me. It's just like, no. If he's really enjoying his time with you. Then that's the way that things should be. People should realize that if they're not compatible sometimes, and it has a lot to do with monetarily too, because if a person isn't okay with the amount of money that you're making, or the amount of money that you're being, or the amount of person that you are, then it's time to move on. Either way. So, I think most of the time when people are afraid of, or people are not afraid of, or people are more often want to see in a relationship, is progress. They want to see that person get more comfortable and more comfortable and more comfortable and be able to relate to that person a lot more and a lot better. And when that isn't happening, you know that someone else is coming in between you. You know it. It's like when a person sees that, oh, they like something but they don't like that with me, or they like something but they don't like to be near me with that. And there's other people that are like, hey, I'm really comfortable with you doing your own thing, but you know, I want you to realize that I still like you and I still want to be around you, and that's cool. And maybe there's other people like that, but like, I want to bond, man. Like, I want to bond with my freaking person who I'm in a relationship with. I don't want to be lied to and told that something isn't something, or and if that person is happy doing something else without me, then are they really investing their time, or even enjoying their time, and or even making progress with a certain relationship? Or maybe they'd only see me as a conquest, or a to-do thing on their list.
Deer! Oh,
Yeah.
Deer!
All right, then what do you see your significant other as? Because there are people who would kill each other constantly, or there's a men who literally kill their wives because they think they're laughing at them. What takes the amount of insanity to be able to get up to that point? I'm not asking that question. I'm just saying, what takes it? Does it take you being with someone who you don't even want to be with? Does it take you realizing that your high school sweetheart, or the person that you really want to be with, the person that you really want to go near? Does it take you wanting to be somebody different, or somebody like, or does it take like an experience to be able to say that, oh my God, I had no idea that I didn't even want that person, and I wanted this person, or I didn't want that person, but I don't know what person I want, but not that person. We're always constantly pushing towards what we don't want, or saying things what we don't want. And that's literally what we're supposed to do sometimes. And people are afraid of saying that they don't want something sometimes. Even women sometimes are so insecure when a man pushes themselves on them. Or even a man is so insecure in pushing himself on someone, thinking that that's what a woman wants because she's insecure. If love is a two-way street, then so is abuse.
Excuse me, my car!
Because they mimic each other sometimes in really fucked up situations, or really great situations. There's an effect. There's someone. There's someone that's affected by it, and they either push themselves closer or pull themselves back, depending on if they want it or not. And no, that's not me being in the experience of abuse, but
Well, I'll be fucked.
realize that
This is a fine automobile.
everybody wants to be.
You're fucking dead!
Everybody wants to be the person that ends something for someone, or like ends an abuse for someone. But what happens when that person lashes out at you and says, hey, I need you to be there. I need you to make your time be for me, and also my kids, and also my friends, and also my life, because this is my life, and if you're a part of it, then you have to be something that I adore. Even when that doesn't even put you in a nutshell. Like you're someone completely different from that, and you know it, and that's why you couldn't in the first place, and that's why you told them in the first place you couldn't. But then that person decides that they're going to try to ruin your life because you couldn't. That person decides that they're going to try to ruin you as a person because you couldn't do the things that they said you wanted to do, or that there's some sort of courtship going on, because that's what Jehovah's Witnesses think sometimes, because there's a whole bunch of different relationships that are falling apart, and a whole bunch of different people that are constantly and utterly just falling apart because of it as well. It's hard to be able to push and see a relationship through, because you can't push a relationship or see it through because that person has to be there with you every step of the way. You can't just say that, oh, we're making progress. No, you have to be like, hey, are we making progress? Just because you do things together or that you say things together doesn't mean you can bond on those things together. The amount of people that don't even find themselves to be compatible with the person that they've been with for 20 to 30 years. That's the reason why those divorces are happening. It's not because, oh my God, something's falling apart. It's because society, blah blah blah. No. It's because the relationships that people decided that they were going to be in, they thought that it was okay for them to be in a relationship that they thought was okay, instead of if they had to be completely and utterly comfortable with. It's like, you don't want the chair you're sitting in to be an unbelievably and stupidly really uncomfortable for you, right? No matter what kind of chair you're sitting in, or no matter what, if you want it to be stylish or if you want it to be fun or anything like that. And no, I'm not treating, say, love like an object. I'm saying that if you would treat an object like that, if you would be so, not superficial, but so judgmental of an object that literally provides you just the seat, then why the fuck are you in a relationship that makes you literally pull your hair out and say, I give up? Like, if you would treat an object with such care and precision to be able to make someone's comfort actually be that thing, or be that idea, or be a moment, literally, then why the hell are you pushing yourself to the limits of nothingness trying to make a relationship work? When in actuality, a relationship should be easy. The person shouldn't be easy. Not say like, hey, do you want to have sex? Not like hey. Instead of like saying like, hey, do you want to have sex? Or be like, hey, how's it going? My name is Joseph. Or be like say those types of things to the people that are in your life all the time. It's not a start over. It's like a hey man, I'm just trying to recreate that moment, you know, and see what's going on here, because I like that moment and I want to have more of those moments. And that will keep you in a relationship for a very long time, if you are in a relationship at all. Or that will get you in a relationship the most is literally not sex will get you sex. Not sex will get you sex. Be like, hey, take out the trash. Fucking go hunt, go do something manly, or go do something like oh yeah, like me, do something really feminine, like say something like a squeak noise, but also to burp when you do it, because that's what happens. Like I really enjoy sometimes feminine call-outs, like, oh, like that, like, you're so manly, oh, like sort of thing. But then I like her be like, you fucking sexy, and then she burps, and then be compatible, you know? It's not like, be compatible. See see the things that they do whenever you do stuff. Like the last time I had sex, the woman would just, she was all there, and I liked that. And she actually looked at me, and that was cool. And that was great. She looked at me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like so amazing. She looked at me. It's great. It's like the best thing I ever saw. It's like she looked at me, and she liked it. She looked at me and liked it. That's what I liked. So that's, but I had to realize that we were having those moments too fast. And if she was having those moments too fast, or thinking that those moments too fast, then maybe she was thinking about someone else when she was doing it. Or maybe she was trying to get over somebody while she was doing it, and maybe I needed to give her time to do that. Think about what people think. I know about stuff. Like, I know about things in life when people just want to do stuff, or they want to find and go outside of their own they want to remove their expectations from life. It's because they've been inside of expectations for the remainder of their life. Like, for the amount of them being on this planet, they've been trying to fit inside of those parameters, when in actuality they should have been going outside of those parameters and realizing that those parameters are always going to be there. And if that's where they feel comfortable, then it's always going to be there when they come back. Don't think of it like a personality. Don't think of it like it's your personality or something like that, or it's your likes and dislikes. Think about it like it's that thing that you're doing right now. And when you do it right now, you're going to think about it. And when you do something else, you'll think about that. Take it one step at a time, because most people don't even see that stuff. But you have to understand is people are starting to understand it. And yes, I just ran into a car. And I'm going into the military base because I'm going to steal that goddamn jet. It's going to be nice. Where's a good... There's one. The most things I think about sometimes is whether or not I'm having a good time. And when I don't know people at a certain place or in a certain way, I'm at 58 minutes. Nice. Here we go. Yeah. When I don't think about all that other stuff, though, when I don't think about all that stuff that keeps me, like, bottled up, I can do and say what I want and have what I want to be around. But I'm an introvert sometimes, or most of the time, because I'm afraid sometimes to get hurt. It's out of survival sometimes that I'm an introvert. Literally kind of like Zombieland, but I did it before Zombieland, so... I really did, and I shut people out only because I thought that they wouldn't understand anyways. And that proved sometimes to be unbelievably irresponsible. And I don't think that what I don't think that what I did sometimes, or what I do sometimes, affects other people. But it does. And it really does. And I feel truly and stupidly dumb about it sometimes. I feel really, really dumb about it. And, I want to know things, though. I want to know better things. And I want to see better stuff, because those ideas are real to me. People can say what they want to say, or be who they want to be as a person, but they're still going to not understand is that I want to be the way that I want to be. And if it doesn't involve, if their ideas don't involve me as a real person, or as my real self being in their life, but as this marker that just exists, then I don't stay there long. Because I want that person to I want to remove all doubt from what that person is. I want to say, hey, sometimes I disagree with my mom. My mom really, really didn't, let's see, sometimes she didn't listen to me. In big situations, sometimes. But understandably so, I think that what people deserve, and what people really, really need, and what people really, really needed, sorry, I just touched my mic, is not only alone time, but time to reflect. Not just time to be quiet with yourself, because you can fall off the deep end sometimes if you just quiet and always quiet all the time. You really can, and you can fall off the deep end no matter what. But even with friends, sometimes it doesn't work out. I think people think that it's not the end of times. It's just things are just changing. And I think people need to realize that they matter, but they matter to someone else, not just themselves. And that's where they'll become more compatible with any person that they choose to be with. Choose, because it's a choice. It's not like a oh, I'm meant to be with this person, or something like that. Realize that you made a choice to be with that person. No matter what, you made a choice. You made a choice to be with the person that you're with. And no matter if that person is completely evil, or unbelievably stubborn, or whether or not they themselves have been abused, and deserve time to be alone with themselves, to be able to realize that they need, and they can say whatever they want to say to make sure that all the wounds get covered up and no one sees it, I guess. But understandably so, people are going to see it, and people are going to be like, wow, that guy's kind of fucked up. But make it to where your relationship mimics what you love to do. Make it to where even your job could mimic what you really love to do. Because people think sometimes that they get wrapped up too emotionally in what they believe in, or what they think about constantly. But that's sometimes the point. If you're not getting wrapped up in something, or someone, in an idea, or someone you hold dear, or someone you feel like, then what's the point of actually having this individual experience? You might as well just be energy floating through the universe. if you have to, and not to say that everyone should have sex or something like that, but at the same time or something, but everyone should, and not also to say that those people should realize that there are bigger things than just sex, and there are bigger things than just a relationship too. People don't understand that as well, because it's not the biggest thing that's going to be in your life. It's the thing that helps you experience those big things. And that's the reason why I want to put so much importance on it, and the reason why I'm such an introvert, and the reasons why I say no sometimes, and also why I also say people don't know how to drive. and that's it. You know, that's that. But it's an hour and 6 minutes, so I'm gonna go blow something up, and it'll be fun. Doop 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 doop. I think most of the time what you really need to realize and what you really need to understand is the biggest concepts there ever are isn't about a relationship or isn't about a thing that you need to constantly get your grips upon because it's like, ooh, it's the new CES thing, or
Let it go. Now.
it's a concept that could change your life completely. It's a concept that could change your entire, oh man, your entire concept of what visual stimuli actually even is.
Would you open your fucking eyes?
That's it. I'm calling the police.
I walk in that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah. No matter, you son of a bitch. No matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me. I'm singing it, yeah. I'm terrible. You are my grenade. Yes. Alright, shut up. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Whole bunch of stuff exploded. And we got 3 more, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Realize that you want someone to share those moments with. You want someone to share those things that you like to do, not just because people are watching or because people are doing things, or people are doing things so you have to do things. No, that's, you want to do things, so do things. So do. You want things to happen in your life. So do things. Not, I use this as an excuse. Don't lie to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, because that's how a relationship becomes stagnant and stale. It's happened before to me. Realize you're never gonna be someone unless you're someone to yourself. And the more you make yourself in an image that you feel as though you want to be. It could be anything from walking a dog and being like, yeah, this is who I want to be. I want to be the responsible guy that does things. To a dude that makes his eyebrows fucking like pearly white or pink or anything like that. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know things sometimes.
Let's go, quick!
Holy shit!
For fuck's sakes!
But the most you should be worried about we should really be worried about
Good Lord above!
is whether that honesty itself is a facade or is something that you're not, because people can be insensitive, or you can say that people are insensitive, and then in actuality you're the one being insensitive because you're the one pushing your values or things on other people that don't deserve it. There are people who are like too sensitive, and they themselves, by being so sensitive, push their values on other people without they themselves knowing it. But understandably so. I see so many people saying so many things, and that's good. But also too, it also leads to people telling themselves the truth. Yes. I think the most you should look at in a given situation, in any given situation, is that you tried. And that's like the biggest thing that, oh my god, I just got hit twice by a car. Realize that the more you give yourself slack, and the more you realize that there's more to life than just what you're seeing, I guess. Because sometimes you have to remind yourself of that, and that's perspective messing with you. Because perspective can not only be a tool, but it can also be an actual, just a weapon, basically. And every tool can be used inadvertently as a weapon. So remember that. Whatever perspective you're looking at, whatever perspective you're seeing something from, whatever thing you're seeing something from, realize that that through that perspective comes your perception of any given situation. And that given situation can be, and I know I'm not saying this because I've done things or anything like that, or I've done a terrible thing, no.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Stop complaining. You got a job.
And through those certain perceptions, I think the line gets blurred between what people actually think is real or think is not real. And that in itself could mean, I'd say, it could mean a woman getting stabbed in her head because a man thought that all he heard was laughter in his mind, because a woman's laughter that he's with is so prominent, and maybe he felt as though that he wanted or needed in his life a woman who was more submissive in her laugh. And maybe that subvertant thought was eating at him, and maybe the reasons why because people inadvertently are shallow as shit. People inadvertently are so shallow. They're shallow. They're shallow. They're shallow. I know it. They're cosmetic. They want to make themselves be the thing that they saw on TV, and that's what they want to do, or else they don't feel as good. It's what people want to do. It's what people like to do. Or they like to see that one thing they saw in a video game, because I do that shit too. I want frickin' Leon S. Kennedy's frickin' jacket, but I'm probably not going to get it because it's either going to be made out of terrible material, or it's going to be way too goddamn expensive for me because they're going to have to custom make it. It's going to be made out of pleather. And I'm going to be like, oh, this is tight. And there's somebody's going to be like, somebody's going to ruin my vision or my fantasy because I just decided that I was going to splurge on that one thing that I saw at the Comic-Con or the frickin' mall. I mean, I don't splurge on things anymore. I want to make my own shit. Or I want to see something that's worth something that I could get on cheaply. Or make my own shit. Or just make my own stuff. I want to do it. I want to do it so badly. Because I want the Leon S. Kennedy jacket. And I want to do it because it's got freaking... It's a tight jacket. It's tight, awesome jacket. And it's got a wool insert. So no matter how cold it gets in New Orleans or any other place, it'll never be cold to me. Because it's got a wool insert. And no matter how freaking wet it gets, I'll still be warm. It'll be beautiful. Awesome. So remember, if ever you run into a situation where someone is trying to tell you to be a part of their life and literally just tell you that you have nothing about yourself inadvertently, realize that's what they're telling you. Realize that's how they're telling you that whole thing. It's like it may not seem like it at the time, and they may not be meaning it in a certain way, but yeah, they want someone with a blank slate so they can mold them. It's not a bad thing sometimes. Sometimes they mold them into wonderful, amazing people. But also, too, sometimes they mold them into people who want to freaking murder people. Like that one time that dude did that one thing. Is that... Oh, yeah, grenade launcher. Yeah! Whee!
Citizens report, MDB east of, the up and Adam Diner.
Whoa! I should have jumped out of the way. Alright, I'm done. I'm done talking. You are your own one-man bomb squad. You can defuse situations before they happen. And metaphorical bomb squad. That's what I should say. Because that's a terrible thing to say sometimes. Because people might go outside and be like, I can know how to do this, and then they fucking get their thumbs blown off or something. That's stupid. It's dumb, but man, it happens. So you're a metaphorical bomb squad. You can defuse situations before they happen just by walking off sometimes, or not even walking off, just by going to somewhere else or going to a different situation, or just saying, hey, I don't want to talk about it, or saying, you know what, something positive and something good and something awesome instead of something stupid and mildly racist. Because you know you don't really believe that shit. You know that's just because a person who didn't have access to too much shelter, and it wasn't because because maybe they felt like being outside. Maybe people like being outside. Because that's what it is. It's people who are in tundras and people who are in deserts. Okay? People were like, hey, mix it up. And then people were like, hey, what's going on? The people are getting lighter skin colors because they keep going from mixing tundras to deserts. Man, dude, a whole bunch of people are like, friggin', no, it's not. It's, oh my goodness. It's really bright on that one part of the thing because of that one thing that the ozone layer is gone at. So, one people friggin' have, it's really bright. And no, it's literally not racist. It's really not. It's really not. Because people don't know that whenever you change as a certain person, you pass that trait on to your children. You pass a genetic code of mutation through evolution and other things like that onto your children. And your children look different because of it. It's a genetic code. It's literally what it is. And people don't understand it. They're like, oh my god, this is so, I'm gonna be this and you're gonna be that and we're gonna argue but we're gonna get shit done. It's like, no, people aren't gonna wanna look at your argument if they know that you're friends. And there's people out there that are like, we're gonna be peaceful about our things. It's just like, don't go to Hollywood all the time. It's like, go somewhere else. Go to New York and play on Broadway or something like that. Oh, but there's like, oh my god, all industries and stuff. It's just like, yeah, that's true. Time is up. Time was always up for that kind of bullshit. People didn't know. The people who did it didn't know that it was time's up because no one wore a t-shirt. And they were gonna go completely out of their minds and like look at a whole bunch of different people who took advantage of a whole bunch of different people. Basically now, sometimes. Because you'll see them like actual people who are bonkers in their fucking mind. And don't really take into account other people's things and think that they're like in a matrix and everyone else is just appearing for their pleasure. That's literally what it is. Sometimes they believe themselves to be their own main character in a story, and they're just walking around amongst the ether. It's literally what they think sometimes, and then you know it's time's up. But it was always time's up for them. It's just people didn't know how to find them, and now we found one or two more, or people have to realize that fuckboy shit is actually literally assault. It is. It's that fuckboy shit. That hey baby, how's it going? It's like, how's it going? Hey baby, it's all good. Hey, come here, let's get a drink. Let's go to my house. Let's go to my house and get a drink. Like, what does that mean? What are you trying to comfortable them up for? What if they don't want to? The more you find loopholes around shit, the more people are just going to be like, you know what? We're putting a fence up on that fucking loophole bullshit. And the more women are going to be like, I don't want to see your bullshit. And the more you're going to become crazy dictator bitch who thinks that everything is going to be the way that you want it to be and the way how you want it to be. And then, oh my god, people hate people. And then people hate people. And then just everybody fucking keeps talking about the same bullshit over and over again because it's just... Do you want to go that route? Or do you want to go the, hey man, how's it going route? It's just like, how? Hey, woman. You, woman, over there. Hi, I'm a mature adult. I think that you are beautiful. I think that you look amazing. If you talk words and I like them, do you think that we might be able to go date sometime? Not exactly in that way, but realize that the more words you say, the more time you have to bond. The more things you say to be able to woo her or be able to say is the more time that she has to be able to think about those words and be able to say, hey, maybe I really, really like this dude, and maybe I think, or maybe I really like this chick, or maybe I really like this guy, or maybe I really like this person who is really, really good for me because they don't try to mask their words under things like guises and trying to tell me things or having a cross on their forehead. I'm not saying that it's not gangster, but I'm not saying that it's something that I would ever do, because it's not my style. Realize that the more you push a certain situation and the more you push an issue, the more people will try to bring you down or to bring you into a certain area to make you falter in your opinion in one way or another. Because every single person is fallible. That's what they're trying to prove. That's what people are trying to prove that are not you. That are not pushing an agenda, basically. Because that's just as much time's up as an agenda. Just as much as people should realize that time is up. And it was always up, though. Because people were slowly taking control of those people and just making them walk away into the desert, probably. And all those people were just finding out that they were spent like a drug-fueled weekend at Burning Man and slowly dying inside. And then she was like, whoa, I ran into a bunch of people that I don't know about. They travel in a convoy and shit. Dude, I put acid in my tea. Man, dude, realize that you don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that kind of person. You don't have to be that person that stands up for every single right for everyone, because no one person could ever stand up for every person. Okay, every person. Every person out there is just needs to stand up for their own rights and be able to understand that those rights express you to be able to make paperwork, because you're an adult. Because kids get to yell and scream at each other constantly. Kids get to say, hey, I think you're cool. Here's this note. It says, I think you're cool. Awesome. The note will probably say more things when you're an adult. That's the difference. And also, career, you know? So, yeah. I'm gonna go blow something up now again because I took too much time.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Shh. Calm your fury, Trevor. Doop 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 doop. I'm gonna use all my grenades. Gonna use all my grenades. Magic trick. I didn't roll over him at all. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do something cool. All right, we're gonna do this because I have 12 of these. Yeah, gimme. Yeah. There we go.
An explosion near
Damn it.
The Cluffenbelt factory.
Yeah. This is like friggin' so much stuff. It's like, hey, don't give all that stuff away for free. Don't give all that stuff away for free. There's no one even watching your live stream, Joe Bomb Squad. I just burped. Don't give all that information away for free. It's like, hey, don't allow people to console themselves for free. No, yeah, you can console yourself as much as you want for free. But if you ever look for knowledge that's not there or anywhere else you can see, you can always talk to, what's the word? A person who's professionally, what's the word? Licensed to give advice and holds themselves accountable and also has insurance in case anything ever happens to you. And also gets you insurance that ever has anything in case anything ever happens to you. So realize, man. You realize. Just realize it. Whatever you're realizing, just realize it. Be a person who realizes things. And yes, I did just say that redundantly. But I have 8 of them now. Okay. Let's see if we can get all these cars now. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can go through every window. I'm gonna crouch.
Citizens report MDB at
Let me see if I can get through the window through that other car. Freaking Prius. Hybrid. It's a good car. Yeah. Meow. It's on fire. Hold on, I gotta jump out. Come on, gotta jump out. Gotta jump out. Gotta jump out. Gotta jump out. You son of a bitch. Alright, jump out. Here we go. Jump out. Yes! I jumped up in the air because of it. That was beautiful. Whee! Alright. I love explosions. I'm sorry. I know that's very detrimental, but I'm going to keep on talking because it's fun. These are my game therapy rants, and you are your own one-man metaphorical bomb squad. You can defuse situations before they happen, and that's a good thing. And also, too, that PNAS is physics. Is it? What is it? What is it? PNAS. Oh, this is a physics notes and applied sciences. That's what it's called. I think it's called, but I think it's called that. I just don't know what the N stands for. So if you ever want to get that app, man, it's pretty much free, and all you have to do is ask for the papers because it's cool, and it doesn't really give me too much information to be able to like hurt myself with. But it gives me information of like news, like basically like whatever's happening in the news, basically as far as a contagion or like Ebola or anything like that. If that were ever to come out, there would be physics applied science papers about that thing, and I think that is a really cool thing. I think because it is cool, and Physics notes applied sciences, I think. Physics notary applied sciences. I'm not sure. It's PNAS. So if anyone ever watches and anyone ever wants to watch it, they can do that. I'm amazing. Man, thinking about stuff. What kind of stuff should I think about? I need to go see my nieces to see if their room is clean.
That was close.
I think most of the time I don't think about things sometimes, and when I do think about them, they come in like spurts, I guess. I mean, like I clear my mind immediately sometimes to be able to allow something more profound to come into it. But understandably so, I think that those situations kind of snowball, and then I wind up thinking about a lot of stuff at once, and then I hated staying in Mississippi sometimes. I hated staying in places that I don't like. It's not because of the people, it's because of the situation that I was in. It's because of the relationship, it's because of the things that I didn't like. And, it's not the case anymore, obviously. I felt like I was being pushed into someone's life and told what to do every day, like inadvertently. And no matter what, that other person can always say that. That person will always say that.
Bullshit.
Yeah, they'll say bullshit. They'll call bullshit on me. But that's the way that I felt, and that's the reason why whenever she told me or tried to mess with me back, thinking that I wouldn't do something drastic when told that.
Suspect last seen in a red pickup.
Or maybe thinking that I would, and then she'd be able to go off with the person that she really wanted, because she didn't want me anymore. She wanted to use me, and then when she was done with me, she was done with me. And she'll use any excuse to say that it was bullshit, or whatever, else I can spin it the way whatever I want to
I have
spin
eyes
it.
on the target.
But, I want to say that I loved her. I want to say that I wanted to be around her every day. And I really did. I really did want to be around her every day. But she didn't want the same. When I'm with someone, I want to be with them more than anything else.
Citizens report.
When I'm with someone, it's not an obsession. It's a thing that I want. I want to bond with her. I want to be able to sit with her and do stuff. Like, I want someone with a lot of free time. That's what I want. I want someone who thinks they have a lot of free time. Who wasn't abused. Because I can tell you, literally, out from experience of dealing with her, that she was an abused woman.
Officers report 505 north of...
From being with her and saying that I wanted to be with her, she was taken advantage of. And I don't know whether or not she was actually telling the truth about anything, because she wasn't telling the truth about my relationship, so I don't really trust her anymore.
We have a visual on the suspect.
And not to say that I would never talk to her ever again, but I just don't trust her as far as a relationship goes. I really don't. I really never did. I realized that I had to go over a hump of feelings to be able to talk to her sometimes. Or to be able to I had to push through the amount of emotion that there was trying to tell her to get the fuck away from those people. Or to get the fuck away from any situation that would harm her. But she was there. She was constantly there. And that's what pissed me off the most. Is why would you stay with people who are just the worst kind of people? The worst. Now, not to say that they're like, not to say that they're the worst trustful, but they're the worst kind of people to put your attention to put your wants and your feelings and your fantasies and your things towards, because they just don't have a compassion or capacity for that kind of any sort of thing. My mom, even though I don't like her sometimes, because it's not that she doesn't do everything that I want, it's that she always has ways of controlling my life. She'll always have a way to be able to not give me enough rope to choke myself with. But understandably so, I don't want to choke myself at all, whatsoever. I'll never choke myself. But the fact that she thinks that I'll choke myself will literally suggest me into being able to choke myself sometimes, or being into choking myself, into a situation where I will choke myself because of the situations that she's so nervous about. And that is the point that I'm trying to make sometimes, is within those realms of being compatible with another person, as far as just your relationships, as far as your family, that kind of nature itself flips into what you really want as a person, and who you really want around you. With the way they look, the way they smell, the way they act, and the more you think about it, the more you'll realize that you're either pushing away from something, or you're pulling towards something.
Oh my God, you are deeply disturbed.
I'm an hour and 41 minutes into this. It's gonna be great. I try so many times to be able to access that part of myself that will literally give a shit about something that someone does, that some things that I don't really know how to say. Like, in order for me to be able to have a bit, I need someone to set me up, you know? And I want those bits. I want those bits. I want to be able to, like, do those bits with someone. I want to be able to, like, I want that. It's so much fun to do that. It's like everything I see, not on TV, but just literally, like, stuff people get paid for, I want to do for free, because I want to, and that's what I want. I want to do that with someone and make an event out of every day. That's what I want. I don't want to just be able to say, like, oh, you're coming home from work. That's work. Okay, I'm coming home. I got frustrated every single day. I cried dropping her off at work, literally knowing that she wasn't doing the best for herself and that she just wanted time away from me. It's like that's the point. That's the whole reason why she even went to work. It's not that she wanted to make the money. It's because she wanted to be away from me. It's because she wanted to be away from me at some point in the day. And that killed me. Because we didn't even get a chance to bond. We only had a chance to have, like, a bunch of really hardcore, like, pounding sex that was just, it was great, but it wasn't what I wanted to be in a relationship. It wasn't the only thing I wanted to be, is the dude that did the dishes and the dude that had sex with her every night. And it was, yeah, I had sex every night, most of the time. That was like a 2-week period that I didn't have sex every single night. There was a 2-week period, and we had sex all the time. So that was great, but it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't how I wanted it to be. I was basically everything for her, and she was nothing for me. Except sex. And that's in a way sometimes nothing. Because you have to be able to find progress, or any kind of progress, or any kind of staving off. Is like, hey, we don't have to have sex tonight. You know, we can just talk or think about stuff.
Fuck me.
Or be ourselves. Like, let's say, like, hey, let's go on a date inside our own house. Let's watch a movie and eat some popcorn or some Cheetos, and then do something and fart on each other or something, or something, do fun something, or just talk about something. Because she had nothing to talk about. That's the thing that killed me the most. She had nothing to talk about. She had absolutely nothing that she was interested in, that she thought she could ever run by me. And yeah.
Go to hell.
Why hasn't someone sensible shot you yet?
She didn't think it would, and that's the point of like, hey, I think we need to see other people. And that's the reason why, like, as soon as she told me that that it was, and that's the point. Is, oh man, it's like I don't want to be the one, you know, that does this, that does the bad stuff, that does the breaking up. But sometimes I am the one that breaks up because there's so many people out there that are just, that I want to meet and I want to do stuff with. Famous people. There's people I want to meet. They're not my heroes, but they're people that I just want to meet. Because I don't have that many heroes. My dad was very, very eye-opening sometimes, and he would tell me things about celebrities that weren't too kind. And that's why I don't really care about celebrities sometimes, even when they're just, I like the fact that they look a certain way, because eventually I want to draw a comic book and I want to ask them if I can use them as a model, or not use them as a model and just use a feature of them, because I can make up shit kind of really easily. But I want to see myself in someone else's eyes. And I want to be able to watch anime with them. And I want that to happen very soon. But with someone who wants to be with me and not just, or wants to be able to experience that thing with me. And also someone who is the age that I want them at, because I'm 30 years old and I'm not a high school student or a freaking or a pre 30-year-old. That's just the thing. I need to look and see someone in my own age group. Those are the two parameters that I'm starting off with. They have to like what I like sometimes, and just be able to stay inside and be around my age, because god damn it, man, I found so many people out there that were just, some people who were like, hey, that's cool and you're cool, but I don't really see us going anywhere. And I'm just like, that's fine. I mean, we don't have to go anywhere. I'm just looking for somebody to spend time with sometimes. And then I'd be like, okay, we could spend time, and then we'd become friends, and then, no. Never. Ever. I don't pass that line. I don't pass that good friend line. No matter how stupid they think I am. Because if they think I'm stupid, then I just stop being their friend. I know I'm smart. I don't have to have anything or anyone tell me it. Because the more that they think I'm smart, and the more they say I'm smart, then the more that I know that they're just pandering towards me. Or trying to say that, oh, you know, I'm smart too, right? You know, I like to do stuff too, right? And then they'll proceed to either try to scare me or try to tell me about themselves in a 3-part series that I'll have to pay for. It's annoying as shit. I want to find someone And that's what I want to find, because like, oh, you gotta stop looking and then you'll find her. It's just like, no, I don't have to fall apart in order to be able to find love. You fucking hack. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're the goddamn Little Mermaid or something? Or this isn't the Little Mermaid. There is no point into which there needs to be a story to be able to say about love that needs to happen. But that we just need to be able to find things that are good about each other along the way. That's the story itself. That's the story of love. That's the reason for love. It's not gonna be like, oh, I think you're a sexy hunk of meat. I think you and me are gonna go far. Oh yeah, you and your raspy voice. Or me and you are gonna go and we're gonna do stuff. It's like, no, we're not. There are some people out there that literally, like, okay, say for instance, there are some things I can't talk about sometimes. And the reason why I can't talk about them is because they're private and people will get pissed at me for them.
I just hope that broke your goddamn neck.
That will get pissed at me for them. But the people that like me now, not to say that those people are anywhere near me, they would get angry at me. But understandably so. I think that, alright, we're doing this jump. It's gonna be tight. Yeah! Uh-oh, I'm doing a flip kind of thing, or whatever. I'm doing a flippity flip. I landed it. Oh wait, you can go to the hotel and you can find scary stories. We are gonna go into the scary stories. I'm gonna use my gun. And we're gonna go in to see some scary stories. We're gonna go mess with some ghosts.
No problems with you, man.
I know. I'm gonna go upstairs. Excuse me. I'm gonna go and find some stupid stuff that's happening. What is that? Okay, cool.
Ha! Just stay calm, pal.
But yeah, oh, cool, a boar. Is that a boar? There we go. Give me a boar. I'm gonna get some meat. I'm gonna get some meat. Wait, is it supposed to be the thing off Fatal Frame? It's an ode to Fatal Frame. Basically, all I'm saying is be yourself, you know? Don't expect someone to be there when they're not there. But in the same time, don't expect them to like everything you like. I know that I'm speaking completely out of turn, I guess, but I know that I'm not going to find someone that likes every single thing that I like. But it would just be nice to have someone that actually likes the stuff or understands the lore that I like. Like, friggin' Lord of the Rings was my shit back in the day. It was amazing. It was really awesome, and I got the biggest high off of like seeing different things come about and different people. Yes! Breakdance. I think most of the time I feel like I'm I feel like I'm saying something that everyone else says all the time. And that's the point of compatibility that people need to understand, is those points of compatibility, those things that we don't tell ourselves every day and realize that we need to do sometimes, like I need to get back to work sometimes. Because actually I do have a job now. It's really great. I'm super happy about it. And and it's something that I enjoy doing.
Venison steaks all around.
Or at least a promised job, not actually a job, but I have a job that's in the works, and it's there. It's gonna be there. It's gonna work for me. I'm gonna do it. I need to. I get really amped up though, and I need to stop doing that. I get extremely amped up, and I'm just like ready to do it. I'm ready to make it happen. And I'm like 5 steps ahead of everyone. And I'm just like, man, oh man. I've tried so many times to tell people that they're going in the direction that they shouldn't, or they're going in a place that they shouldn't, or they're being stupid to people who really could do them really well. And I did it all by working at a certain place, or certain places.
Ah, start, you piece of shit!
And I think most of the time I isolated myself a lot, thinking that the more I showed people how independent I was, the more the more they would respect me, I guess. But it seemed just the more they would want to make fun of me sometimes, because they thought that being isolated or independent, I guess, was kind of stupid, and you wanted friends around you at all times. I knew that I tried to know that friends weren't a thing for me when I was younger, and not because I didn't want them. It's because I didn't get them, and they didn't want to get me, you know. It's not because of anything. It's because of stuff that happened. I never trusted people after a certain number of things. People themselves. Like, not to say that I didn't trust that person or didn't just trust that person, but,
Strong foot, whip pursuit.
Cover yourself!
Roger.
You ain't gonna outrun me. Reloading! Nowhere to go.
vigilante. I think most of the time I thought that it would come. I thought that the bonds themselves would come, and then I started to realize that I needed to make those bonds if I wanted them to happen. And I started trying more, and once I started trying more, it still didn't happen. And maybe it's just the people that I'm around, because they want to say that it's me, and I know that they want to say it's me, but I don't give a shit about them anymore. At least not in that regard. I don't care about. They're not my therapist. They're not the person that tells me about myself.
We haven't won a camera anywhere?
I didn't hire them to do shit for me.
This is air support. We've lost the suspect.
And yes, I am an introvert, but nobody tells me shit that I don't fucking tell them to tell me shit. So, I really think that most of the times that in my atrociousness or rudeness, I guess, seems like it seems like I would whatchamacallit, and my atrociousness seems like it would put off more people, I guess. But I am a good person to be around during a party because I'm pretty funny. I'm a pretty funny guy. I really am. I don't give myself enough credit on that respect sometimes, and I really do realize how funny I can be when I give myself the chance, or when I actually like want to be funny, you know. I got inspired by so many different people. Jim Carrey, Keenan Michael, what's his name? Oh man, dude.
Suspect doing 50 miles per hour on Great Ocean Highway.
When I say not sex, next sex gets you sex, I say that think of the furthest thing away from what you could possibly think of what sex could be. Think of the furthest topic away from sex, away from the relationships, the relationship of sex, or the of anything. Just think about like making cookies or something. Like making cookies. If you make cookies for your frickin' significant other, like on the daily or on the regular or something like that.
Units reporting at 245 east of
Just think about how much like amazing things you can accomplish, like just all that awesomeness. Like think about it's like you can make cookies for your significant other. Just be like, I want to make cookies for you, and you make like their favorite cookie, or like you find out their want or their. That's the point. Is the reason why I left my last relationship in the first place, or my last is because
I see the perp. We're in pursuit.
man, I don't want to move fast. It makes me feel nervous. It makes me think that oh, she's got something hidden up on her sleeve as far as mentally the relationship goes, because Because if she wasn't, if she didn't have it up her sleeve, then she would be telling me right now. She had something on her mind, because if she didn't have it on her mind, then she'd be sharing it with me. And like, and that's the kind of compatibility that I want in a relationship. That's the kind of compatibility that I really need to understand. Is
Suspect doing 60 miles per hour.
People really need to start giving themselves a better chance and what they find in the dating game. There we go. I wish you could go and do like 3 different at least 3 different speeds.
Copy that, 10-4.
But but yeah, compatibility, man. At least with me, that's what compatibility is, because when you start to remind me like my mom, and you start to realize that I don't like you, and I start telling you shit that just doesn't matter, then that's when I start to let go. I sort of started to realize that people didn't want to be around me, or people don't like me anymore, because they seem to just like walk through life thinking that they can mess with me, making me think or make me feel frustrated, or make me feel like, oh, that's the way they want me because that's the way that they like me. No, I'm not someone there that they can torture. I'm not someone there that they can push around. You're not a bully, and I'm not supposed to, you know, I'm not supposed to be a bully, and you're not supposed to be a bully to me, you know? You're supposed to love and respect each other. If you're gonna be my significant other, then I'm gonna say that, and if I don't hear it back, then I'm gonna assume that you don't. Oh, there's one.
You fucking asshole!
I'm gonna need to know that. Son of a bitch. Man, I should have just ran after that dude that was up there. Alright. I'm at 2 hours and 8 minutes. This is something, man. Just finding out compatibility. At least with me, that's the way it is. It may seem like I don't say stuff. It may seem like I don't understand what people are talking about, or even really would even try to understand. But people need to understand this, or would try to understand me. Like, but they don't understand is I think about shit constantly. I think about shit all the time. Even when like sudden things are looking at, and I look at someone and I'm just like smiling, I'm thinking about literally everything that person could have done, because I'm looking also at their shoes. I'm looking also at their hands to see if they have any calluses on them. I'm looking at their pockets to see how well they've been dressed, or how many times I'm looking at their midground. I'm looking any person. With women, it's just slower, because I get nervous, because I don't want to look at them too much, because they'll say, ew, you're looking at me too much. And then, I mean, it's not weird, I guess, but, and I'm not defending my own behavior, because I can be insensitive too sometimes. I can yell, I can say stuff that's stupid, but mostly it's like I felt like I was hindered when I was with someone. Like, I'm hindered when I'm with someone that doesn't like the stuff that I like. Like, I can only be what they want me to be as far as that goes. And they can only see me as a certain person if they want to see me as a certain person, or they don't. Or it's like, I really would like someone to be able to just not brown nose me, but say, I like the stuff that you like because I like that stuff. Not, hey, that's a really cool drawing. You did a really great job. Thank you, but that doesn't do much for me, does it? Unless you're buying it. It really doesn't do great things for me. It's like I enjoy the compliment, I really do. And but if either you're, it's like, oh man, I don't get it, dude. I'm a really cool artist, and I think I do a really good job at art. And I've been practicing my ass off through people telling me that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Every single step of the way. Doing every little single thing wrong. Everything wrong. I've done everything wrong because I know that the rules don't fucking matter in art. And that's basically what I've been doing since I was 5 years old. And maybe it sounds like now, obviously it means something to me. No, it meant something to me the moment it was uttered from my mouth. But I am such an introvert that I constantly downplay my own unbelievable talents. Because I am fucking good at it, and I know I'm good at it. And man, I'm good at it. I literally do a drawing almost every single day. Or a painting, or anything. I do a drawing almost every single day. Or I draw something, or on top of something that I've already drawn. I didn't realize how many times I left thousands of drawings to literally just the wind. Thousands of drawings. Thousands of dollars, probably. I could have sold those for $1. Shit. I keep downplaying myself like I'm not worth it. But I can't downplay myself anymore, and I can't downplay my significant other, because or downplay my significant other's interests, or the person that I really want to be around, or a person that I want to be with, because I don't even have a significant other, and I'm thinking about a hypothetical significant other. It's not an obsession. I think about shit constantly, all the time, every single day, and I want someone that thinks constantly, at least thinks constantly, at least. And if not, more so. At least thinks constantly. And maybe I'm just like, because sometimes I don't take a shower, and it sucks. And I feel like, man, I really do feel bad about not taking that shower, but also too, I don't have a significant other, so I'm not impressing anyone, except for myself. And I currently smell like, what's the word? Oh, is that... Did the cat pee on this shirt? God damn it. Shit! I keep making myself laugh with the shit that I fucking do, and god damn it, what the cat laid on this shirt, and it was... God damn it, it smells like cat litter. Alright, I'm at 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 17 seconds. So... I realize a lot of shit sometimes. I realize that I'm not the best fucking person in the world. I realize that I'm an asshole sometimes. I realize that stuff. But I don't have to be judged for it. That's not the reason why I became an adult all the time.
Report a vehicle theft on East Joshua Road.
I realize I'm insensitive sometimes. But you know what? I degrade myself.
Animals on the loose.
I realize I'm insensitive sometimes. I realize I don't give a shit. Sometimes. But also too, I want someone that sometimes doesn't give a shit either. But also, I want that person to think about why they don't give a shit. About the reasons why they don't give a shit. Because that's what I'm doing, because I'm constantly thinking about maybe I should give a shit, because I don't give a shit. It's like, that's how complicated and stupid I am. I want someone equally as stupid and complicated as well. Damn it. I'm not boring. I may stay quiet sometimes, but I'm always ready for a conversation. Always. Even now, like, I'm still ready to talk about stupid shit. To talk about my own emotions for anything. Because I really do want to have a conversation. And I want that conversation to blossom and turn into like a friendship. Or even a relationship. Or even anything. Not that conversation. Not this conversation I'm having now. But the conversations that I will have when I ever go to a party and I ever meet a girl that I ever think could ever be a good person to me. I think so unbelievably, like there's so many things that I think about in a given certain day, and there's so many different people that I constantly want to just be around. Maybe those people want to be around me, maybe they don't, but that's the luck of them thinking about what they want to do the next time or something like that. I'm trying to do stuff. Doobity-doobity-doo. Compatibility, man. Think about it for a second. Don't just think about what makes a relationship, but what makes that relationship last. What makes that relationship completely and utterly last? Because you're going to be talking to a lot of women that really don't feel like being around you all the time. If you're not. Because there's just... And eventually those women will start to not want to even be around you for that time. Because you're not sharing anything about yourself. You're just wanting to get in their pants or anything like that. Realize that getting into their pants... What the fuck? That was a goddamn table. I could have just ran over it. You son of a biche. Man. I realize a lot of times that I'm not going to my full potential sometimes. I'm not seeing through to different things that I want to see through to. I want to see through to them. I so want to see through to them. I want to be able to see through to what I want to be and how I want to be it. But it's just like got it. Okay, see things through. Seeing things through. That's what I want to be able to do. I gotta work on my production value. Gotta work on a bunch of different stuff. I gotta work on techniques. Gotta work on a whole bunch of different things. And I know because I've been drawing and painting and sculpting for like some odd years now, and I've been sculpting since I was about 10 or 11 or 9 or 8 or mostly 7 because basically Play-Doh, and I've been doing a bunch of shit, pinch pots, stuff like that. So there's experience there. So I've been doing a bunch of stuff, and I know how to work with my hands. It's the reason why I'm so good with video games, because I understood what it took to be able to make techniques and do different techniques and basically like get edges close to each other. It's what I do. It's what I like to do. It's what's fun to me. And I want someone to be able to appreciate that whole concept. Not just be like, "Oh, that's a great one. You did a good one there." Because I might as well be talking to my mom. Because that's what my mom does. My mom's like, "Hey, here you go. Here's your Here's your new Christmas set. Your new Christmas art set. Oh, thanks, Mom. I'm gonna use this most likely all the time whenever I run out of other art supplies. And sometimes that was the only art supplies I had, so I was very appreciative of it all the time because it was at least something. And yes, I got good at just that shit. Sometimes. I got good at, like, just freaking, like, color pencils. Like, I know how to make a rainbow with just color pencils. I know how to make, no, rainbow is not just a fragmented light. It's also every light that you can't see.
Venison steaks all around.
Every light that basically, what's the word, every light that we can't see with our naked eye or anything like that with the naked eye. I don't know what naked eye, and the eye is never naked. It's always clothed by the eye hole and body and stuff like that. I don't get it, man. I don't get people sometimes the way they do stuff, but you shut your goddamn mouth. Anyways, I just hit a cow. It was freaking awesome, you know how. Aww. Poor cow. Poor cow. Alright, I think I should stop because I'm gonna wind up saying something completely and utterly stupid that no one gets. Or everyone gets, and they're just like, oh my god, I'm still not gonna pay attention to him because I have all this other stuff that I'm paying attention to. Time's up now. It's like always been time's up. People have not, it's like he's been running around telling people that to pull their pants down or else they won't get apart. It's like this stuff wouldn't be happening if that dude ever decide. I think like that's the reason why people sometimes millionaires and stuff like that leave the country. Because they want to keep their millions, but they're just really fucking perverted because they never actually learned how to be a normal functioning adult. And what is a normal functioning adult? I don't know. But I know it's not someone who likes to talk to women like they are objects. And no, I'm not comparing people to objects. But technically speaking, we are matter, and pretty much it is matter, and we're not technically alive either. Because what is alive? It's not. That's the reason why I don't believe in death. Because what is alive? Alive is just existing in some space and liking the things you like, and let's see, like matter likes gravity, and gravity likes matter, and a whole bunch of stuff likes a whole bunch of stuff because that's what it's attracted to. Is that how magnets are made? I don't know, probably not. It has a lot to do with electricity and power because when energy particles become supercharged inside of a it's like basically you supercharge a piece of metal that you have to hold into place. They're not magic. Made it. Shit, I'm stupid. Wait a second. Hold on. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, man. But think about it, man. Think about how not only are you compatible with another person, but compatible with that person on a level to where that they understand you, like, through, like, an ether, basically. Not like, imagine that kind of compatible. Like, you know what they're thinking whenever they give you one look. That's what through an ether means. It means through a certain atmosphere, and atmosphere is air, so it's an ether, technically speaking. It's like, you know what they're thinking just by one look. It's like you've bonded with them on such a different level that what they think about and what they do is basically body language to you. It's like, it's basically, you found out exactly what that person wants and how they want that thing. And when you, and I think that's the reason why I think our relationship, me getting married, didn't work. Because not only was she a Jehovah's Witness, but she was married before, and she didn't feel like putting that much effort into a relationship to be able to bond with them. And I think that's probably the reasons why I decided not to do it, because it was my first relationship, as far as being married, and I had a terrible experience. But I'm trying so hard not to take that out on the next person, because that's the reason why I'm making these videos, I think, basically, is because I don't want those. I don't want the shit. I don't want those things. I don't want those things to constantly make up what I'm actually thinking about whenever I'm thinking about that person. I don't want those initial wants and likes and dislikes and dysfunction to be able to manifest itself inside a relationship that I'm having for the first time with another person, even though I manifested that with another person because of the things that I saw them do, or the body language that I saw them do, or anything like that. And that's what I'm erasing, basically, out of my own biological clock. And that's basically what the reasons why I don't like going to parties right now, is because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to make happen. Is literally just trying to see myself in a different light. And maybe that's only what people need for their own compatibilities, to be able to see each other for who they are, or to see people for who they are. And I don't care if this changes anyone, but I really do care if it changes my own mind, because it would basically...
Shit.
And also, too, in a relationship, as far as it being, in a relationship, as far as it being, Um, I'm not the best at video games, but most of the time I do. And that's the point, basically, is my entire marriage. What? My entire marriage, I didn't draw. Like, literally almost my entire marriage. I had no artistry, no art capabilities, no anything. I wasn't being challenged. I wasn't being told yes or no. I was just being left up in the air, and that's what makes me so unbelievably nervous sometimes, is when I can't see it. I can't see an outcome or what an outcome should be. It's just that's what gets to me sometimes. And it's not knowing. It's being left up to a choice, and that choice being left up to someone other than myself. I really do find it hard to be able to be sociable sometimes. And because of my deep or a baritone voice, or I'm looked at like, and because of my size as well, I'm looked at as being, oh, you're fine, you'll be good. It's just like, yeah, just because I can shoot a gun doesn't mean I'm not an introvert. And just because I don't feel afraid of guns, like you have to be at the barrel in order to be shot by one, so yeah, don't be at the barrel. Not to say that has anything to do with what I do with guns or anything like that. But also too, I don't like guns. Like, I really don't like handguns or anything like that. I like rifles and shotguns and things like that I can shoot animals and eat them with, because I love eating animals. Because I love food. I love it. It's good.
They gotta put up an animal.
I wouldn't run one over and eat it. But if I did run a deer over or anything like that and it died, then I'd totally eat it. Out of literal, like, yeah, I'd eat it. Out of respect for the animal. And I'd bury the bones. People don't understand that most deer, they look for a mate. They look for a mate for smell. People don't understand that if you bury the bones of an animal or something like that out in the desert, or bury the bones out of in a place, eventually, as the ground starts to heal, or the ground starts to make grass and things like that, and the animals will get the smell of it because of the nature permeating the smell of the animal. So like mass graves of like deer and stuff like that, people will just like, they'll hunt a lot, but people will hunt a lot on those grounds, but that's what happens. These animals are desperately looking for what their ancestors were doing. That's what they do. That's the reason why they'd say that, like, oh, we're at the top of the food chain. It's just like, no, technically we are at the out of the food chain. Until we go back in of that animal kingdom's realm, do we ever go back into the food chain? Of course, because animals don't find us advantageously good sometimes because of our own living standards. Sometimes there's not a lot of muscle, or there's not a lot of meat, stuff like that, you know. And also too, there's a primal side to ourselves that we don't give ourselves enough of, and through that, I think sometimes is probably the what's the word, the inner workings of what a zombie would be, or like the inner workings of what a zombie would feel like. You just exist, but there's like a hidden rage or something like that inside of you, and that's like the moment of like them getting close to you or you getting close to them. They like reach out and they have like brute strength of like 20 men. Yes, I am doing a really good job of driving this motorcycle right now, and hopefully I do not crash by talking. Yeah! I'm freaking awesome. Damn it! That was great. I did a lot of fun stuff there. Shitty bitches.
Fuck. Oh.
Christ alive!
There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, you wanna play? Wanna play? Bitch! Jump off my motorcycle?
Citizens reporting MDV on Palomino Avenue.
Woo!
Copy that. We're in the vicinity.
Yeah! Damn it. I don't find it hard to be able to do things sometimes. Like, to be able to be an introvert. It's not like, oh, I feel really nervous around people sometimes, and that's what an introvert does. It's like, no, you don't. It's like you find it hard to trust people you don't understand.
On City Avenue.
That's what an introvert actually is. That's the reason why they become so introverted and so things, because they don't know how to trust people that they don't understand or learn how to relate to. They've been around their family a lot, or they've been sheltered, or even sheltered themselves. That's what an introvert is, basically. People have gotten really, really loose based on what an introvert actually means. It's like, oh, I'm an introvert. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you on what I do sometimes. It's like, no, introverts just keep to themselves or stick to a group of people. God damn it. I just farted again. You son of a bitch! You knew I was there! Ah! It's such bullshit. Alright, I'm gonna do an explosion, and then I'm gonna go. And then I'm gonna go. 2 hours and 39 minutes. It was cool. I'm doing good stuff. I get intense sometimes. And I notice that. I get intense, and I shouldn't. Wait, I'll help you. Alright. Alright. Oh, god damn it, I'm terrible. I hate that movie. You know what's really stupid to me? What's really stupid to me? is that the more you... Alright, I gotta... No! Don't wanna go here.
Help you, honey.
Whoa, boy. Got into a mess of something.
Oh yeah.
Let's have some fun then.
Yeah, you fell. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, just debit it to my account. That's really cool. I mean, being compatible with somebody is true and nice, in a way that you can be able to put your mind at ease sometimes, and that's the point about a relationship. And I think that's what a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people don't understand sometimes, is they think that, oh, that woman is loose or something like that. It's like, no, she's not. She's just having a good time, man. Or it's like that woman is, she has too many boyfriends. It's just like, what are you talking about, man? Deal with your own shit. You have too little boyfriends if you're talking about people like that.
You're never gonna win that, little guy.
But, oh man, I don't know how to win stuff. I'm never gonna... I don't know how to get into arguments with people. I don't know how to end arguments either, like my dad does, because my dad ends arguments, and it's basically what he was trained to do. He was trained to suppress people and all the other different stuff, and that's what he does. But that's what he does, and a lot of people don't know, like, where people go. Oh, my love link. Duh, 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 duh. But I want to know, you know? Alright, I'm ending it on this note. Perception of compatibility is truth, but it's better to not be in other people's bullshit lives sometimes and be a part of their lives. You want them to be a part of your life as well, and not just care about their own freaking problems, and care about your problems as well, because you go through stress, you have to go through stress, and if people really cared about it, then they'd care about it. And that's the truth. Because if they actually gave a shit, then they'd actually, like, massage your back. Because that's the reason why I have such knots right now. Sometimes, is literally, I need to go get a massage. I need to go get a massage. And, a really, really nice, really awesome massage that just... not one on my penis. I mean, if I was in a relationship sort of thing, if I was like ever in a like a whole, or maybe not a one-night stand, because those maybe like a fun, like I don't want to say, because I don't want to put a label on something that's hypothetical, because then I'll get this stupid notion in my head that I actually need that, and man, I want something, you know, and I want someone to be there for me. And in some ways I don't think that I do want to get married again. I really do. But I also want to go toward the relationship with actual intentions, with actual things, not just be able to stare at them or something like that, and I have one of these rockets left and I have to save it for a perfect moment. That's a perfect moment.
Citizens report, MDB close to the Sonora Recycling Center. Citizens report,
all right.
996 near the Sonora Recycling Center.
All right. Just realize that you're worth it. You're worth being compatible with someone.
Suspect last seen a gray Heron sports utility vehicle.
You're worth it. And if that means not getting rid, but saying no to another thing, or saying no to a relationship, then it's worth it. Be yourself and stop trying to be someone that you think you want to be. Because if you really want that relationship to work, if you really want your relationship to work, then it'll work. You just have to be the certain type of people for each other. Because you can't just be one person for another person and expect that person to be the same thing for you, and then when you don't get it, you're like, oh, I'm so angry, but then you're like, oh, I didn't get it, and then you tell that person, then they don't understand because they don't get you, and my battery's low on my freaking controller because I've been playing for so long. 2 hours, 48 minutes, 38 seconds. Awesomely awesome. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna stop playing right here, maybe King of the Hill, and then whoa, can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it? Yeah! Yay, okay. Alright, I'm done. And I'm gonna go to bed, because that's what I deserve. I deserve a Betty by time. And also, something to drink. And also, I'm gonna put on my glasses, because they are suave as hell. Alright, you are your own metaphorical bomb squad. One man metaphor, or one woman metaphorical bomb squad. You can defuse situations before they happen, and you can make sure that you don't get abused, and you don't hurt someone else because of it, or think that just because you've been hurt that you get something out of it, or that you deserve a prize, because that's not the way that life works. You can give yourself a prize. That's what I did. That's what I do. And I experienced a whole bunch of different range of emotions from people who who like range from like oh, I'm so helpless, and I'm just like, you're an idiot, to I'm not gonna talk to you because that makes the heart grow fonder, and it's just like, no, talking to me will make my heart grow fonder because my heart doesn't think, but it's all in my mind. That's what I'm trying to say. We just weren't the two type of people that were, our generals were like, yeah, those things were great, but then when our minds were like, when our minds were like that, we were like, no. And then it was like, genitals, yes. Talk, no. And then realize that if your relationship's going south, or if you want to do something different, then do something different. But if that person isn't with you, then they can be with you as long as they're acknowledging the fact that you're doing something. You have to find out and find a way to be able to make sure that you can do something with your life. And with that life comes perspective. And with that perspective comes a certain compatibility with someone who you think is out there. And that is always hypothetical until it becomes someone. It's like, that's what the whole thing is in Blade Runner. It's like what you think your significant other will be, as opposed to the woman in your bed that night. It's a metaphor. It's a complete and utter metaphor. And people have been trying to see through it or see to it. It's like what you see is what you want, but not what you want is always what you'll get. And what you'll get is really what you need, because within a significant other lies a rebellion. And that rebellion is based upon, I'm me and you're you. I can't be you and you can't be me, but we can both we can compensate for that because we are relatable, I guess, or not relatable, but we are relatable in our rebellion and of each other. Basically, we're compatible, and within that metaphor of a person who is a hologram, the hologram is always there for you. It's always there because it wouldn't exist without you. Technically, you wouldn't exist and it would still exist, but it wouldn't know that because it's just a hologram. There is the rebellion in the fact that it is a person and it says that it is a person. That person is a person, but that hologram is what you'd expect a woman to be in your bed. But what an actual woman really is in your bed, or even without your bed, or even on your couch before you get to the bed, or before she walks out and says she doesn't want anything to do with you, that's the rebellion. That's the thing that constantly makes people want more. And you have to realize that through that perspective, you're giving yourself limits. And you're saying, hey, why not say, we could knit, or we can just do something fun. We don't have to do something completely terribly awesome, or terribly amazing, or within our own limits of our own minds. Just constantly, this is the stuff that I think about constantly, and it makes no sense. So whatever. And you are your own one-man bomb squad, metaphorically speaking. And you can diffuse situations before they happen. And If you're being taken advantage of, just walk away. Try to find someone, try to find a 911 officer or anything, because that's what they're there for. They're not there to constantly berate you with comments. They're there to help. And if they're not there to help, then they shouldn't be on the force. Because they're there to serve. They're there to serve and protect. And within your own rights as a human being, seeing yourself go through abuse and then saying that you're a stronger person because of it is the most deluded and self-absorbed piece of bullshit that anyone has ever called themselves. You are not stronger. You are hurt. And you need assistance. Be there for yourself and realize that you're weak and you really, really need help. And you need it. And be there for whatever thing you can be there for. Because you have to be there in order to be able to help yourself. And be able to help the fact that there are real things out there that people care about. There are real people out there that people care about. And it was always time's up. People didn't have to start wearing a shirt for it to be that. And it didn't have to do with some person's name or the way that their company works. It's just the fact that they'll live in a hermit shell, or the fact that he has a family. People have to understand that everyone has a family, no matter if they know them or not. Or everyone at least did, even if they don't anymore. And is that what they want? Is that what they would want for their family? Is that what they would want for the people who are doing those things terribly and stupidly, or unequivocally fuckboyishly? Realize that if you are compatible with someone, that is the only point in which you should be like, hey, do you think maybe we could do something fun? Realize you're opening a can of worms every single time you say little fuckboy things like that. Realize that you should not think with your dick. No matter what you're thinking with. No matter who you're doing anything with. But also realize that if you really want to make something of yourself, if you really want to do something of yourself with yourself, or become any sort of celebrity in my eyes, be yourself. Don't be someone that someone makes you out to be. Because that's the only hero that I'll ever see. And I'll literally have not even seen that in my dad sometimes. I literally have not even seen that in people that I hold dear. So